So if you've been following all the videos that we've been making about the NHL Draft and the teams and all that, I've been making a lot of Canucks stuff, and in the previous Canucks video, I said specifically that Canucks fans, especially Cam Robinson, have been kind of calling out how the team hasn't really drafted any right-handed defensemen, or was it Cam Robinson? I think it was Daniel Wagner, excuse me, that's my bad. Yeah, the team hasn't drafted any right-handed defensemen despite taking all these left dudes. Now, for the Montreal Canadiens, you could say they're doing somewhat of the same. This is their first 7th-round pick of the night. It is Petteri Nurmi, who is indeed a player in the HPK Hämeenlinna system in the Finnish Liga. Now, the thing you'll notice immediately with Nurmi is that he is 20 years old. This is a double overager already, taken here in the NHL Draft. He was given the selection at 194th overall, and he was the 136th European skater ranked by NHL Central Scouting. Aside from that, he really wasn't ranked to go anywhere. As you can see from the profile, 6 feet, 168 pounds, a left-handed guy, so not the biggest guy in the world, and he also is signed with HPK until 2023-2024, so it's going to be a minimum of 2 years until you see this guy suit up in either Laval or in Montreal, depending on how good he is going to be at that time. If you take a look at the production here, he was playing U18 hockey with the Blues team in the SM Liga, or the SM Sarja, excuse me, I should say, the U18 SM Sarja, that's what it is, right, because it's not a J sound, it's a Y sound for J's in Finnish. But eventually, he made his debut with the TPS, or excuse me, the HPK Hämeenlinna team in the Liga. He played for FPS, that's what it was, not TPS, FPS, in the Mestis, where he was an assist-a-game player. Now, the production isn't really all too great. I mean, 4 points in 58 games played definitely is not ideal, but for a guy that did go from U20 junior hockey over to the full-time men's team in the span of about a year, it definitely is acceptable, especially when you consider that this guy was still able to play in those junior leagues. It's just they kept him up, most likely because he was good enough to play. As we did note, though, he is signed until 2024 with HPK, so he will spend some more years developing in that system. But all in all, this is a really interesting pickup when you acknowledge the fact that he is already 20, and this is one of the perspectives that was brought up, I think, that makes the most sense here by Lassie Alanen on Twitter. Petteri Nurmi to Montreal at 194. He went from playing at the U18 level 2 years ago to being a Liga regular this season. I don't see much upside with the pick, though. He's a double overager with limited offensive skill. I guess you are banking on the upward development curve. That is indeed, I believe, why Kent Hughes and co. decided on this pick specifically rather than anybody else, because if you have a guy that's able to transition from U18 hockey to U20 hockey to full-time Liga minutes in the span of about 2 years, you probably do have yourselves a guy that has a capacity to grow that you want to expand upon. That's probably the biggest argument I could give as to why the Canadiens made this pick, because as the post did say, I mean, the offensive ceiling isn't really the best. I mean, 58 games played and 4 points. Not really a great stat line, but of course this is his first full pro season in the Finnish Liga, so we'll see where Petteri Nurmi goes from here. Actually, have I been pronouncing that wrong the whole time? Is it Petri or Petteri? Oh boy. Petteri Nurmi. That's what I believe it is. Talk in the comments your thoughts about this player. I hope you enjoyed this recap on the newest Canadiens prospects. So that's Rolls 99. And bye.